last thing we need to touch on in this lesson is simplifying expressions. So, to simplify a monomial expression, write an equivalent expression in which, so there's some conditions here. The first one, each variable base appears exactly once. There are no powers of powers. And all fractions are in simplest form. So I'll give you a moment to go ahead and copy that down, and then we'll work the example that we have to go with this today. So let's take a look at this. Here's our problem. It says 5x to the second power times y, all that raised to the second power, times 2x, y to the third, z, all that raised to the third power, and then 4x, y, z. We're going to have to go ahead and simplify everything we can in each one of these terms. So I want to take care of this first. Everything inside of here needs to be raised to the second power. So that's going to be 5 to the first power raised to the second power, x to the second power raised to the second power, and y to the first power raised to the second power. That's going to give me 5 to the second power, x to the second power, fourth power, and y to the second power. All right, that took care of the first one. Let's go ahead and take care of this power of a power. On this one, we're going to have 2 to the first power raised to the third, x to the first power raised to the third, y to the third power raised to the third, and z to the first power raised to the third. So that's going to result in 2 to the third power, x to the third power, y to the ninth, and z to the third power. Then there's no power of a power here, so let's just go ahead and bring that down, which would be 4x, y, z. Our next step that we learned earlier is to go ahead and group our constants and our variables together. So I'm going to have, let's see, 5 to the second power is 25. Go ahead and do that. So I've got 25, that's times 8, and then times 4. All I've done there is group my constants together. I went ahead and evaluated. So 5 to the second power is 25, 2 to the third power is 8, and then 4 to the first power is just 4. Next, we're going to go ahead and take our x's. So we would have x to the 4 plus 3 plus 1 power. We've got 4 here, 3 here, and 1 there. Our next one, we need to take care of y. It would be y to the second power plus the ninth power plus the first power. And last but not least, we've got z. There's no z, there's not a variable here, z. Here's z to the third power plus 1 because we have z to the first power. Now, if we go ahead and simplify all these and take a look at what we've got, we've got 25 times 4 is 100 times 8 is 800. I have x to the 4 plus 3 plus 1 power, so that's x to the 8th power. We've got y to the 2 plus 9, which is 11, plus 1, which is 12. So we have y to the 12th power. And then we have z to the 3 plus 1 power, which would be to the 4th power. So our final solution on this one would be 800, x to the 8th, y to the 12th, z to the 4th.